Having done the race 6 times,
Because you do need to lock in.
you don't run the same road twice.
Run the mile you're in.
Hi everyone, my name is Amrit and I have run the BMW Berlin Marathon 6 times, and we're going to go through some of the tips, tricks and everything you know to get the best on your day.
I want to talk more about race day itself.
Next time we run through this thing, it'll be a very good time.
Now you get to the start line and you know they do these famous clap that gets you into this warrior mentality.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
The elites go off and everyone is excited to go, and I found myself raring to go. And you're greeted by the victory column. That already in itself sounds prophetic that, you know what, you're about to do this. And as you said, if you kind of let that moment get the best of you and you don't fully control what you are about to do, you can quickly find yourself in hot water.
100%, and the road is so wide at the start of Berlin. It's probably one of the widest courses of all the majors. And having done the race 6 times, little nuances, I've always turned right round the victory column. There is no right or wrong way to do this, but as someone who's superstitious, having done it many times, I've always gone right hand side, maybe to set me up on the right way for the rest of the race.
We've got that in common. I've always also turned right because I've only done it once, right? Some of these other majors, you could find that the start line is congested and that helps to slow you down. Whereas when it's wide and you can go, you find yourself really going. For my first, I was paced by a friend, and as we're running, I was like, you know what, I feel great.
You know what? You couldn't have designed the weather any better than this.
The plan was to run 6 minutes, 10 seconds per K pace. And I say to him, hey, Thomas, I've got a bit faster in me, you know, let's kick this up a little bit. And he said, no. This is not the time to change this plan. Let's stay here. So I think whilst you raise a highlight for Berlin that it's got very wide starts, make sure you still stick to your plan.
Yes, and I would fully agree with that. And one thing that I'd definitely say about Berlin is that you do have room compared to the other races, which can be quite congested at the start between the 5 and 10K. As you start the race, you've got room to settle, you've got room to have your own space, you've got room to follow the blue line across the course. And it's one of those unique races where you can settle in quite early on.
One of the coolest things I found about the BMW Berlin Marathon, you know, they'll always print a line on the road for the shortest route to the finish line. Berlin's one has 3 stripes on there. It's super cool because one of the headline sponsors is Adidas. So if you want, you could take selfies on this line before the day or end the day. I like how cool that is. Totally irrelevant to giving you tips, but I just love the aesthetic of 3 stripes as your shortest route. So be mindful to follow that. That way you could get the most efficient route to the finish line.
Try and stick to the blue line, because when you deviate away from it, it adds extra distance, and this can subsequently throw off your pacing and add a couple of extra seconds per mile. And you add those all up, could make or break whether you hit your target or not. So with the BMW Berlin Marathon, the course is very forgiving for a fast race, but there are some parts of the course which are long and straight, which really ask you to lock in with your mentality, your focus and your concentration. If you do listen to music, keep the music pumping. If you don't listen to music, it's an opportunity to dial into how you're feeling. Remember to take your gels, remember to take some nutrition out on the course, and really use your mental strength to guide you towards the next checkpoint on the race.
I think it's a very good point, Amrit, because for me, I like changes. I like corners. I'm seeing something different. But where you're running, and you could literally see, I need to run to that point over there. It just feels like, oh my gosh, when am I gonna get there? So I think you raise a very good point that you do need that mental focus. You do need to lock in. And maybe that is the time to take in the crowd support.
We've got a marathon to run. We're gonna get there. Let's go. We're going. Keep running. Yeah. That's it. Let's go.
I want to get your opinion. With this being, is it a point-to-point one? Are there any out and backs? Do people need to look out for things like that?
It is essentially one big loop. You don't run the same road twice, which I think is one of the most unique natures of the BMW Berlin Marathon course.
Hey, so Amrit, there I was, right? I'm struggling at this point. I've got cramps all over. And I see this landmark. There it is, the finish line.
My voice is gone. I'm gonna phone come on. Oh, let's go. Let's go.
Except it wasn't the finish line. Talk to us about that.
So as you make that final left-hand turn, you see the iconic nature of the Brandenburg Gate.
Right.
And you're telling yourself, you're looking down at your watch, oh my God, this is it. This is the moment. I've got 2 or 3 minutes worth of running left. It's not the finish. You got to go through the gate.
Absolutely.
And then it's roughly around 400 meters until you see the finish. You see the blue carpet laid down, the noise from the crowd in the stands. For me personally, it's my fastest marathon in Berlin.
Right.
Many years ago. I was still trying to eclipse that time, but it's got good memories because once you get through that gate, you really do know that it's literally 1 or 2 minutes more of running, and then you can hit finish and then start the celebration.
Absolutely. So yeah, keep something in the tank when you get past the gate to really then finish. I remember when I was going through there, honestly, I was ready. I was like, oh no, there's still a bit more to do, you know? So how many times have you run it?
I've run Berlin 6 times.
And your PB is at Berlin too?
Yeah. 2019, 251.
251. Love it. What tips do you have to our runners, especially newer runners, that it can be quite draining knowing that I got to run all the way over there and you can see the distance or how far you need to go?
So I think a lot of the part of the training is that you do a lot of miles on your own, or you may be lucky to run in groups, but the bulk of training can be sometimes quite solo. This is the moment where you go back to those training miles, those hard days where you dragged yourself when the weather was bad, where you had to go before work, whether it was after work. And during those moments where there's not a lot of change on the course, go back to why you're doing this. Why am I here? I'm here to be the best version of myself, whether that's maybe looking at the next landmark, the next lamppost, the flags between each post, the next water station, the person just right in front of you. I always think chase down the next person or maintain the gap between the people in front of me. That's how I kind of pass the course quite quickly. So when there's not a lot of change around the course, where you're not turning so much, use the people around you. Use the people around you, whether you can hear someone behind you, whether you can see someone in front of you, keep the gaps or close the gaps. And I think that's one way of navigating those pathways.
I've heard a tip. Now, I won't lie to you, it sounds cheesy. You seasoned runners like to use it. And I think maybe it comes to a point where this is where it's most useful. I've heard people say, run the mile you're in.
People just keep saying, just keep running. I know it sounds stupid and obvious, but honestly, there's a lot to that statement. And to me, the way I take it, despite how you're feeling, because trust me, you don't want to know how I feel, keep going anyway.
Ignore how far you need to go. Can you explain that to a new runner, what that means when you say run the mile you're in?
So if you're in mile 5, you're in mile 5.
Right.
You can't run mile 7 because you haven't got there yet. So what's about to come before, you haven't quite got there yet. So you need to stack up bricks. Think of it building like a real solid house.
We're doing it, Thomas. Hey, check this out. Look at that.
Brick number 1 is mile number 1. Brick 2, brick 3, and when you get to 26.2, you would have built a solid foundation that puts the cherry on top, or aka the roof, to the end of your beautifully constructed house.
Absolutely. So focus on the mile you're in.